What do I do? Who am I? What's my thing in life? You got to make doing the right thing, following God, doing things His way. You've got to make doing the right thing your career. This is the priority in my life. This is the thing I train for. This is the thing I prepare for. This is the main thing that I do. Do you guys remember the story of Jonah who got swallowed by a giant fish? Do you remember what happened when Jonah first ran away from God and he was on a boat with some foreigners, some people who didn't know him? Remember they asked him some questions? They said, "Who are you? Where do you come from? And what do you do for a living, Jonah? What's your job?" Does anybody remember what Jonah said? He said, "Here's my job. I am an Israelite, and I worship the one true Lord of heaven and earth." That was his career. That was what his whole life was about. He didn't answer, "Well, I'm a prophet," or I garden, I farm a little piece of land back in Israel. What's your job? What's your career, Jonah? I worship the Lord. I offer myself to Him with my whole life as a living sacrifice. That's who I am. That's what Paul means by being a slave to righteousness, even though those are hard words for us to grasp today. Backing up just a little bit, verse 19. He said, "I'm using an example from everyday life because of your human limitations." This is a hard thing to understand. "Just as you used to offer yourself as slaves to impurity and to ever-increasing wickedness, so now offer yourselves as slaves to righteousness, leading to holiness." Our application point is this. If you want to make a career out of doing the right thing in God's sight, how would you do that? What do you got to do in order to do that? "Pastor, what's the application? What can I walk out of Sunday morning and actually start to do?" And here's what I want to say to you. If this is going to be your career, you got to get serious about it. Imagine someone came to you and they said, "Hey, my career, I'm going to be a Hollywood actor. I'm going to be the next star." Right? And you said to them, "Are you serious? Are you really serious about that as your career?" And they said, "Oh yeah, I'm super serious." Okay, and you said, "Well, where do you live?" "Oh, I live in my parents' basement." Okay, and are you taking some acting classes right now? "Oh, no. I'm thinking I'll be applying for that in a couple of months. I'll be applying for some acting classes in a couple of months." "Have you saved up money to move to Hollywood?" "Oh, well, I'm in between jobs, but as soon as I get my next job, I'm going to save up money." "Are you doing some reading about acting, or do you know any actors?" "Well, I'm going to. Do you know any that I could maybe get to know?" Is that person serious about becoming a Hollywood actor? It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say. If they're not doing any of the things to make it happen, they are not serious. With any career, for those of you who have a career, you have to be serious about your career, don't you? Or else it's not your career. It's just something you're playing around with. It's just a hobby. Is doing the right thing in God's eyes, is it your career, or is it just your hobby? Is it just something you're playing around with and calling yourself a Christian?